5 tips to improve your kata. Stick around for number 5 because it's an interesting one. So number 1, and the one I've put number 1 because I think it's the most important, is to understand or have some idea of the application of the movements you're doing. I posted a video the other day of an idea of some kata application. Take a look at that. I'll put a link to that somewhere. But the way someone performs their kata can be drastically changed when they have an understanding of what they're doing with their movements. Rather than just making shapes and making a pattern for the sake of it, the kata becomes more alive when there's a bit of an understanding as to what the movements are doing. And also, a point on that, there's never only one way to do a specific thing in the martial arts. You know, the word art is in the title there. It's down to interpretation. I get a lot of comments where the people say, that's not the interpretation, that's not what this is for. If it works, then it works. And everybody's different. You know, someone might be taller, shorter, heavier, lighter. Different things will work for different people. And some things won't work for some that will work for others. So make the kata work for you and adapt to that. So number 1, and in my opinion, again, the most important, is to understand what you're doing with your kata. Okay, number 2 is to slow down. People rush through their kata all the time and they're skipping important detail in the kata for a start. This goes back to the previous point of understanding the application as well. If we slow down, we can tell the story more in the kata really, rather than just rushing through to the end. I see it all the time, people trying to get from the start to the end as quick as they can. And this could be because they don't fully understand or know the kata, so they're kind of trying to rush bits to get through. But if we slow down and allow the natural rhythm of the kata to take place, the kata's improved immensely. And again, it just goes back to the previous point of understanding the application. Once we understand the application, we can understand how the moves go together in terms of pacing, rhythm, and which sections may kind of go together and be separate from others. So slow down your kata. Number 3, break your movements down into smaller sections, or break your katas down into smaller sections. I used to just run through katas from the beginning to the end. You know, every kata I knew, I used to just go from the beginning to the end when I was younger and use that as an exercise. But really, this just ends up being a cardiovascular workout. What I've kind of learned to do really with my time in karate is to take parts of the kata out, kind of polish them up, and then put them back into the kata with an improved package. This is something people criticize competition karate a lot, but competing at the top level in kata has taught me to specialize and break things down and improve them specifically. You know, you're not going to improve your mistakes if you're just doing the kata all the way through from beginning to the end all the time. Because what happens is you're just compounding mistakes. You know, take a section from it that needs improving, work on that, put it back into the kata. Number 4 is to watch videos, do some research. I've got some kata videos on this channel. Take a look at those if you are interested. But just watch people doing the kata as you're training. You know, you get ideas from there about how to perform it. Maybe you don't fully know the kata in the first place, and sometimes that can help you to sort of address certain points you're a little bit unsure of. You can also get ideas from that. You know, some of the videos, again, like I said earlier, my videos have got some application in there as well. That can help to give you a better understanding of what you're doing. So do some research, do your homework outside of the dojo. It's not even got to be physical. You can sit there and watch it 15, 20 minutes of looking at a few different people doing kata and maybe discussing the points of the kata, and it's all going to help. It's all going to sink in mentally and then translate physically later. And number 5, as I said, is an interesting one, in my opinion, is to look at the other versions of the kata. So we have styles in karate. My style is Shotokan, and sometimes I look at the different variations of the kata from other styles to try to understand my own a little better. So for example, we have Kankudai. Other styles have versions of Kushanku and, you know, Wadaru and Shitoru, and there's different versions of the same kind of kata where we can try to take ideas from, you know, how they may be moving differently that we can then implement into ours. And some of the versions are like older versions that we can see where they've originated from and then kind of take the ideas there, because things get lost on the way over time. So to just helps us to get a better understanding, look at other versions of it to potentially give you more of an insight into your own style. Again, all these points tie up though, because that ties up to the point of doing your research and watching videos and then going back to the application as well. You know, you get ideas from different katas or different versions of the kata about application that you can then implement into yours, and it changes the way you see your movements. So that's a short video today. Hopefully it's been helpful. Let me know if that's useful for you. Share it with people that who may find it useful also. And let me know again what you'd like to see in these videos. There'll be more kata application coming, more sparring techniques, and more just general karate training techniques coming. So keep watching. Thank you very much.